I'm Liz Strauss, the Teen/Outreach Services Manager at the Dover Public Library. In case you don't know me, it is my honor to welcome you to this year's virtual reception for Tornado Alley, the literary magazine of Dover High School and Dover Public Library. This year we are celebrating 7 volumes of art, fiction, creative nonfiction, and poetry by local teens in grades 6 through 12. And we're recognizing the hard work of this year's creators and editors without whom this magazine would not be possible. To start us off, I'm going to pick on our senior editor who is here. We have 3 senior editors who have been with us for 3 years, Mary, Elizabeth, and Grace, and they've been a team for 3 years. But Mary is the only one here tonight, and Mary is also the only one graduating this year, leaving us. So I'm going to pick on her because she's here and graduating. So Mary, I will commence the picking on you. I've now pinned your video.
Yay.
Yay. So Mary, I have some questions for you. I'm kind of an impromptu surprise. I'm interviewing you kind of
Go
thing.
right ahead.
What have you enjoyed about working on Tornado Alley?
It's hard
to... What will you remember the most?
It's hard to pinpoint one thing. I've loved being a part of this for the last 3 years. It's been one of the highlights of my years. I would say my favorite part is being able to read everyone's work and look at their artwork and just really see the talent we have in this community. It's just incredible to be part of that decision-making process and to just be part of the behind the scenes too. I'm always just so proud of everyone that enters their stuff into it and has the confidence to enter their stuff into it. And it's always just amazing work. On a side note, I also really liked the actual editing portion a lot more than I expected.
And do you remember what your first piece was?
I do. It was called The Bounty. It was about a 12-year-old bounty hunter, which now, looking back, was a little bit of a strange topic for 13-year-old me to choose, but hey.
What year was that? Do you remember?
I don't remember the year. I know I was 13. I think it was the 3rd edition. It may have been the 2nd. I think it was the 3rd. Yeah, volume 3.
I'm checking you because I'm like, yes, yes, it was. Yes. It was volume 3, and so it's the one we're talking about, 2017. And just to give you guys a little, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I will share the sentence that I was like, I like this girl. The boy I was sent to kill surprised me. And you had me right there, so good job. I still remember that line. I still think about this story a lot. And even though I couldn't remember which one it was, there's 7 of them now. They run together in my head. But yeah.
Well, I'm glad to know I made an impression.
Yes, definitely. What do you have in this year's edition?
I have 2 pieces of artwork. Both are watercolor.
Great. And what is next for you?
I am not entirely sure yet. I'm still trying to figure out what I want for the next year of my life. I might take some online writing classes, maybe even some online college classes. I know I'm at least not going away to college. I'm taking a gap year. I'm just not sure what the gap year has in store for me yet. Kind of try and discover what path I want to take in life.
Well, sounds good. Thank you, Mary, for all of your hard work over the last 3 years, and for submitting your stories before that, and your artwork over the years. And I'm gonna miss you.
I'm
And
gonna miss this a lot. Yesterday was my last day of high school, and today is my last Tornado Alley thing. Like,
yeah, not gonna cry, not gonna cry. Okay, but here was your first one. Look, you can check this out at the library. It's got a barcode and everything. I have pulled all of the Tornado Alleys off the shelf. So over the years, we've had several different senior editors, and for the last 3 years, we've had Grace, Elizabeth, and Mary working together, doing the really hard stuff. Oh, what makes selections stand out? Stories and artwork.
I would say for the stories, the biggest thing that to me makes them stand out is how interested I stay. Like, I'm always interested to read the entire thing. Everyone always does a pretty good job at that. But for me, like, the main thing is if I read the first few paragraphs, if I really want to know where it's going, especially like when I don't have any idea where it's going, I really enjoy that. I like being kept in the dark. For artwork, honestly, I love pretty much everyone's artwork. I love looking at artwork. And I tend to like kind of the weirder stuff too. Like, I think it was last year's edition, we had a piece that was a bunch of eyes, and it was my favorite of the entire like selections. I thought it was so interesting to look at, and I like really liked the line work of it. Yes, that one.
Yeah.
I like the stuff that's like a little bit different, I would say. But that's all specific to me. I'm sure everyone else has a lot of different answers.
For me, it's a lot of times a single line, like the boy I was sent to kill surprised me. Another one is keep your fork. That was I think it's in the first one, actually. It's in this one. And I believe it is, yeah, it is the very last line of the very last story in the first edition. And I loved that story. Just the creativity and everything, just you guys, every year you guys just blow me away. And it's really hard to believe how young you guys are. It's like you guys are so young and you're writing so well, and I love it. And I'm so grateful that we're able to give you this opportunity to publish your work and to share and to have moments like this where you can come together and talk about your work. And yeah, I don't know if I'm making any sense anymore. So Allison will tell you I'm very good at babbling. Mary will probably tell you that too. So I'm going to stop, I think. But that's what, yeah. You guys are awesome. And that's what stands out to me. Your awesomeness. So the other senior editors are not here tonight, but just to give you an idea of what a senior editor does. So all the editors, got to get my list, but all the editors, and they are teens, so they are in grades 6 through 12 as well. All the editors help me decide which pieces go into the magazine and which ones do not. So they read all the stuff and they say yes, no, maybe. They give me comments. We discuss things, stuff like that. So our editors, our other editors this year were Kimberly and Max. And Max has been helping us out for a few years. And I believe this is Kimberly's first year as an editor. And they read everything that went into the magazine. I think before I did even, and told me what they thought. So a senior editor does that, but also tells me like the order in which the items should go in, what should be the cover, and what size the font should be, and if we should have all of the art together and all of the poetry together, and or if we should mix it all together, and all of this, all of these decisions. So the senior editors are very important to the design overall of the magazine, and I could not do this without them. Or, well, I could, but it would be me making decisions for teens. And while I could do that, it is much more meaningful, I think, to have the teens make those decisions. And I hope, anyway, that it is as rewarding for them as it is for me to see them create this. So I thank all of my editors for helping with this year's Tornado Alley. I know it's been an interesting year and a half or so, but you guys have done an excellent job, and you've rolled with it pretty well. So. Okay. So usually, in the times before, when we've had Tornado Alley receptions in person, we've been able to have cookies and punch. And the first year we even had a cake with Caesar's face on it. It's interesting. We were able to have teen authors come up and read their work, or if it was very, very long, a piece of their work. So would anyone like to share a piece of writing with us tonight? Maybe while you guys think about it. I know we have a lot of artists. I've made a slideshow. So I will share my screen and we will watch the little slideshow, which shows off all of the great artwork that we received this year, which makes up about half of the magazine. So that's always really cool to see how much art we get. Is always like, I love art. I love everything. I love everything about this magazine. So it's okay. Okay. So share screen. It had lots of good artwork. And well, thank you, Hattie. Leah was chosen as our cover. So it was by our senior editor, Mary. Thank you, Alina. Yeah, so it's always really cool to see what everybody comes up with. Oh, you can volunteer to read your poem. I would love that, Alina.
Thank you. So this one was actually written by me one night. Like, we were learning about it in school, this subject about the Holocaust. And that's whenever I felt like I should write a poem about it. So while everyone was watching TV, I just went on and wrote this. So thanks for selecting it. Okay, we tried to get rid of them, a poem based on a Nazi's point of view as he goes to a trial after the Holocaust. We tried to get rid of them, the Jews that spoiled the perfect race. We also tried to kill people who were inferior, handicapped, gypsies, or people who didn't have the perfect hair or face. We tried to get rid of them, the Jewish people that needed to be forgot. So we made race laws that determined if you were a Jew or not. It didn't matter if you hadn't practiced all your life, or even if you had changed religions. We set you straight by marking our identification card based on our decisions. We marked your cards with a big letter J because being a Jew wasn't always determined by what you believed in, but by who was related to you. We tried to get rid of them, so we held a secret meeting in a villa in Berlin not too far away. We all met to discuss genocide, mass killings, and evacuation. However, the purpose was to answer the question and get the solution underway. We tried to get rid of them, and we strived to send off all the victims we knew. In crowded trains, they were cast out to camps such as Belzec, Buchenwald, and Auschwitz, to name a few. With Adolf Hitler as our supreme chancellor and leader of the German Reich, we killed thousands of innocent people in gas chambers and shootings almost overnight. This was not always easy on our part. Some of us drank so we wouldn't concentrate too hard. Many Germans and victims looked upon the commotion and thus became forever scarred. We tried to get rid of them, but then the war was done and the remaining prisoners were released. Prisoners who had been starved, weakened, and suffocated and shot were revealed. And those who'd survived found it hard to get back to life, while many were still deceased. We tried to get rid of them, the people who threatened Germany's racial purity, but now we were starting to be accused of crimes we had committed under a higher authority. People directly involved in the murder of the masses were punished with death sentences and execution. Putting Nazis on trial in front of other powers was the thing to do. It was the fair solution. We tried to get rid of an ethnic group by genocide. There is still much left to discuss. We attempted to dispose of people besides ourselves. Now everyone is trying to get rid of us.
Thank you for sharing, Alina. We have it's very moving, very powerful in the chat. We have many fantastic pieces in our latest edition. And so I really do hope that you check it out when it's here. Copies will be available for free. We have a grant with the high school, a 21st century after school learning grant that covers the cost of the printing. So we are able to print copies and have them available for free. So if you would like any copies and I have not spoken to you about it, feel free to let me know. how many you would like, and I will let you know when they are in. If you have any questions about the magazine or just want to hang out for a little bit, usually this is the part where I say have some cookies and punch and hang out and take pictures, but there's none of that going on right now. Oh, what do the editors plan to do in the future? So Grace and Elizabeth still have a year of school to figure that out. And Mary, do you have any plans yet?
My big plan is to just see where the next year takes me. Maybe take a few online classes. I'm not sure yet, honestly. Mostly just gap year. It's the big plan.
Something with creative writing though, right?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
The end goal is to be an author. I just have to figure out how to get there first.
Okay. I know we have at least one author. We have Patty Miller in the audience. Because today was our, we are closing out the Canaltown Book Fest today. So we have a couple of guests from that, I think. At least I'm gonna guess. I know Patty is, and I'm gonna guess Terry, you came to us from that, but if you don't want to say it, that's fine. But any advice, Patty? From
Yeah, I think that the most important thing is to just keep writing. The more you write, the better you will get. The more you will find your own personal voice. And that's what everybody's looking for, their own personal voice. We don't want to sound like another or imitate another author. A lot of authors have some amazing things to teach us, but in the end, we don't want to be just like them. We would like to learn everything that they know and then find a way to express it in our own way. So I'd say write as often as you can and read as often as you can. Because I think when you read what you want to write, you start to understand what that population of people, that genre is looking for. And like I said, again, yes, we have to fit into the genre, but you have to figure out a way to do it in your own way, to be unique. And I see you're already doing that, because all of the works that I've heard and seen so far are so unique. Don't quit being unique, but just keep searching for your voice, and I'm sure you'll get there. So I wish I would have known about you guys earlier. I didn't know about you guys before. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming.
Oh. I'm not the best with this, sorry.
Well, that's okay. Neither am I.
No, I'm excited to be here. And I would actually like to see those pictures too again, but I know that people probably don't have a whole lot of time. So if you're finishing up, I definitely want to get a copy of that magazine.
Sure. Yeah, and I have you on my list to make sure you get a copy.
Okay.
And my advice to everybody, don't listen to your parents, and no matter what they say, don't throw your writing away. Don't throw anything away.
No,
Ever.
Ever.
Don't throw any of your art away. Don't throw any of your writing away. Don't throw it away. Don't listen.
That's the hard way.
Me too.
Yeah.
Don't do it. I'm going to tell you to clean your room. You say no. You say it is clean.
Have some neat storage area just for that.
Or that. But yeah, don't ever throw away any of your writing ever. That is my advice that I wish someone had drilled into my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you everyone for coming tonight and supporting our young authors and artists, and for the advice for our young authors, and for letting us be a part of the Canaltown Book Fest. That's pretty cool. Letting us be a part of this big day. And yeah, that's really all I've got for you guys. So
Are you guys going to have a table when we start going back to live?
yes, I think we would like to. We had planned on it last year, and it was going to be right next to my table.
Okay.
So I could
All right. Great. I wanted to suggest that if you weren't.
Yeah, because we would like to. I have some. Because I have not that one. I have lots of. This is last year's,
That's cool.
and this the year before.
Yeah, you could put those out.
Yeah, we have lots of extra copies of the last 3 years, for various reasons. We have a ton. So I would love to be able to get those in the hands of the public and get them out. So, and have people enjoy and get them out of our basement and, and just, well, it's, they're sitting there in boxes when they could be being enjoyed and being read. So
Is there a cost to those?
no, because they were printed with the 21st Century grant.
Okay.
So because of that, we don't charge.
Okay.
And so
Could I maybe have the last couple of years, 2 or 3?
oh yeah, I have them waiting for you. They haven't
Okay,
even-
great. Great. I'll come in and get them.
Yeah, they're
Thank you.
waiting at the front desk. They say also for Patty Miller with a smiley face, and they didn't give them to you.
No, I came in I think it was yesterday. No, I didn't think to get them. So I'll get them.
They-
Thank you very much.
apparently no one else knows you. Just communication. Anyway.
I know.
I have
Thank
them.
you.
Yeah, anytime. So thank you all for coming, and I hope you had fun, and I hope you enjoyed the chaos and my babbling and watching me. Let me know if you would like any copies held for you here at the library, unless I already know. And otherwise, I will let you guys know when the print copies are available. And I will also post on Facebook and on the library website and everything when they are here. So thanks everyone for participating and making Tornado Alley Volume 7 possible. Have a good night. Bye.
Hi everyone, Liz Strauss here with a quick update for you. As you can see, our books are here. We have the Tornado Alley Volume 7 Spring 2021 books in print available. They are here at the library, so I want to thank everyone again for all of their hard work on making this magazine possible. So copies of this year's Tornado Alley are available now at the Dover Public Library. To reserve your copies, please give us a call at 330-343-6123. In case you missed the Tornado Alley virtual reception for Volume 7, we will be having an in-person reception for both Volume 7 and Volume 6. So that's for 2020 and 2021. We will be doing an in-person reception this summer. The date and time are still in the works, so stay tuned on that. But we wanted to give you guys a real reception. It's really hard and awkward to do you guys justice on a virtual platform. So we just wanted to give you guys an opportunity, especially in light of some confusion with the Zoom program and how to register. We just wanted to make sure that you guys had the opportunity to share your work and get together and celebrate your great accomplishment in creating this great volume. And this really is a terrific magazine, and I'm so proud of you guys, and I hope you guys can make it to the in-person reception. So stay tuned for more details on that. So thank you for watching this archive, and thank you for your support of Tornado Alley over the years, and hope to see you in person soon. Bye.